Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a very exciting video for me. This is actually a collab with my friend here on YouTube, Joa Billdal. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name. I know you're Icelandic, but she's currently living in Denmark and I'm originally from Sweden, but all of the languages are similar. They're not exactly the same, so I'm hoping I'm not butchering your last name, but today is a collaboration between us two and we have decided to do a top 5 brands we have not yet tried and kind of talking about why. So before I jump into any of the brands I'm going to talk about today, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family, but let's just jump into the video. So like I said, this is a collaboration with Joa and I will have her link down below and I will also put her video down below once it's up. But yeah, basically we were talking on Instagram and she asked if I wanted to do collab with her and we came up with this idea of basically talking about our top 5 brands, or like top 5 brands in general that we haven't tried. So it could either be brands that we really want to try but we haven't yet and why we haven't. It could be brands that are really like big and quite popular right now but we just haven't tried for some specific reasons. So it's just 5 brands that are kind of hyped up now or something that is on our own wish list that we have not yet tried. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today, and I'm just going to jump straight into it because I have a little list on my phone here with the brands and I'm just going to start with the first one. So I'm going to scooch up here and maybe put in some pictures or like the brand name and then like, yeah, just like maybe some of the products that I have, things like that. So the first brand that I'm going to talk about is Fenty. So I actually haven't tried Fenty yet, but it's been a brand that's been on my wish list basically since the brand started. So I believe the first product they launched was their foundation, the matte one, and I remember really wanted to try that and it's been on my wish list. I still want to try this foundation but I just haven't like bit the bullet on it yet. There's also several other products that I really want to try from her brand. Specifically the cream bronzes and the cream blushes have really like, they have rave reviews and I really want to try them, but I just feel like with cream blushes and bronzes I don't reach for them too often, although I am starting to get more into it nowadays than I did. So maybe like when I pan a few things I might be interested in picking those things up. Also like her highlighters have been super hyped up and similar, I think similar there. I just feel like I have too many things I need to go through before I pick up more highlighters, and that's kind of like why I haven't tried Fenty yet. It's just because there's loads of things that have been on my wish list but I just feel like I have other things to cover it, and it's also a bit silly because for example with the foundation that has been on my wish list since it came out, which is when was that, 2018, 17, something like that. So it's been quite a few years now and it's been on my wish list since. But I have obviously picked up other foundations in the meantime, but it's just certain brands, for example with Fenty, I just have this weird thing where I just feel like, oh I can't, I have them so overhyped in my head. I don't know if it's just because I'm scared of trying them or I think it's just such a big purchase for me because I've been craving them or like I've been longing for them for so long. While we have some foundations, another one that I'm exactly the same with when it comes to foundations is the It Cosmetics CC cream. That's another one that I really want to try, but it's a kind of similar thing like why I haven't, and I can't really explain why I'm like this, but I just haven't tried the brand because of this. Another thing from Fenty that I really want to try and I was this close to picking up this past winter was the gloss bombs. I really want to try her glosses. They also have rave reviews and I think nowadays I'm probably leaning more towards trying those than the foundation, although I'll probably end up trying both at some point. And I was planning to pick up the kit of lip glosses this like last winter, but then I am trying to tell myself that I don't need more lip products until I pan some things. Like there's a few things that I really want to get out before I keep buying, but also again I have been buying other lip products since then, so I don't really know why the Fenty products haven't been one of the brands that I have been trying. But that is the first brand, Fenty. It's definitely still on my wish list and it's definitely still a brand that I really want to try, but I just haven't tried yet. So moving away from kind of the mainstream brands, I'm going to move into 2 different indie brands, and the first one I'm going to talk about is a brand that I mentioned earlier this year that is a brand that I want to try this year, and that is Terra. So Terra is an indie brand. I think they're based out of, I think it's the US. And they have the most beautiful eyeshadows and I really want to try them for the eyeshadows. One of the reasons why I haven't tried Terra yet I think is because they are based in the US, and when I do ship them here the shipping will 1 be quite expensive and 2 I might have customs on it. So when it comes to those kind of brands, it is quite difficult for us in Europe, because for me, I feel like in order for it to be worth it, I have to make quite a large order, and obviously I can't just like order a large order every single month. I have to kind of wait between them. Like I did one with Leona in December, but since then I haven't really placed a really big order like that, but I'm planning to do it with a couple of brands this year. But it's just difficult like getting stuff when you're over here, and I think that's a thing that a lot of people don't realize. But I would have loved to try Terra ages ago. I really want to try their iridescent shades, their mattes as well, and there's just a lot of like kind of shifty shades from them that I really want to like pick up. But again, I just haven't got around to it yet. I do have my wish list ready though, so when I do feel like I have like built up my beauty budget enough to like purchase from them, I definitely will work, for example, if they have a sale going. So it is probably still a brand that I want to try this year, but I just haven't bit the bullet, and that is mainly due to customs and shipping costs. But hopefully soon I will be able to try something from Terra. The other indie brand that I haven't tried yet that I really want to try is actually one that is based in Europe, so I should try it, and that is Odensai. So Odensai is actually a Swedish indie brand, and I am Swedish, like I already mentioned previously in this video, and I feel like because of that I feel quite like I cherish that brand a bit, although I haven't tried it yet. And it is one that is on my wish list, and I really wanted to pick up one of their palettes. I can't think of what it's called now, but there is like one of their palettes which is like mauve tones and a few pops of golds and yellows. I will put up a picture of it here. That one I was really intrigued by, and I really wanted to pick it up, but again I just have so many eyeshadows, and I was thought that I can't justify buying more eyeshadows. But then again, I keep buying eyeshadows from other brands, so I don't know why I just don't pick up these things that have been on my wish list for a long time. But Odensai is definitely another one that I have my eye on, and I think eventually I will pick that palette up or something else for them, because their eyeshadow formula seems amazing, and I do want to support a Swedish makeup brand, especially one that has been getting so much hype. I mean, people over in the US, here in the UK, Canada, like the big kind of countries that are usually the ones to come up with makeup. I was talking about this brand that is from my home country, and I feel like I want to support them. But yeah, I just haven't bit the bullet yet, but it's definitely another one that is on my wish list. So before I talk about the last brand, I want to mention, I'm cheating a bit because I'm mentioning two brands at the same time, but it's because I see them exactly the same way. And these are actually both brands that I don't really have any kind of plan to buy anything from them. I just don't really feel attracted to the brand at all. And the two brands I'm kind of gonna bunk together are COSI and Tower 28. So I know that these two, they're not the same brand obviously, but I'm gonna talk about them because I see them exactly the same way. And I feel like both of these are brands that came out where there was like, I don't know, I feel like there was just so many brands on the market, and then a lot of brands came out at the same time. Some of them I have had interest in, some of them I haven't, and these two are two that I haven't. And I don't even know if these brands are available in Europe. I think, is it COSI? I think it might be one of them. I think definitely one of them is coming to Europe soon, and they've announced that. But these two are brands that are based in the US that wasn't really easily available to us here in Europe, and there were so many of them, they came out at the same time. If I can just mention another one, Rare Beauty for example, is another one, Ilia. There's loads of brands like that that I just feel like I don't have any attraction to the brand for. And it's just, I don't know, I just feel like there was just so many brands pumping out at the same time, and I just don't have any interest in them because of that, because I can't even like think of specific products from those different brands. I mean, sure, I know that Tower 28 is known for their glosses, for example. I'm not really sure about anything else. And then COSI, I know they have bronzers and a concealer that's quite popular, but I couldn't tell you, because for me all of those brands are kind of brands that meld in together and are like the hip brands right now. But to me, they all kind of just came out at the same time, and they all kind of morphed together, and because of that, like, they have zero appeal to me, like absolutely nothing. And there's none of the products that I've looked into, and again, since I can't really get them here, there's no point really for me to look into those brands. And yeah, even if they did come to Europe, I'm not sure if I would pick anything up. Maybe I would look into the brand more then and like see if it would be something from there I would pick up, but honestly I would rather spend my money elsewhere. So that's kind of the fourth brand, kind of. So let's just move on to the last brand, and for the last brand I decided to go with another kind of indie brand, but I think it's definitely more popular, and they did just do a collab with quite a large influencer. I don't follow her, but that is the brand Glamlights. I really always kind of had some sort of appeal to Glamlights. They had a lot of different themed palettes that all looked beautiful, and I was always like, oh, like I wish I could get that. But similarly to what I mentioned with Terra Moons, they are based in the US, and for us to get them here, it is a lot of a hassle because of like international shippings and customs and things like that. But there's definitely things that I wanted to pick up from them, and I really want to try the Ice Cream Dream palette. That is such a beautiful one, and honestly, like I wish I could get a lot of the brands that you have over in the US or Canada, but it's just a little bit more difficult here. And yeah, this is definitely one that I would have picked that palette up ages ago if it was easier for me, but since I have to pay that international shipping, and I don't really feel like I would pick up a lot of things, it would mainly just be that palette to start with. And I need to look into more how shipping would work for Glamlight, because I'm not sure. But possibly if they do come here or come to a reseller here, like I would definitely 100% pick them up, and they definitely are still on my wish list. But also, like if you go to like priorities of like things that I am looking to buy from the US, Glamlight just isn't at the top right now. I would definitely say Terra Moons is up there, Sydney Grace is another one, and then I think there's another few kind of brands that I really want to try before I get to Glamlight. So it might be a brand that I try in the future, but it's just not a brand that I've tried yet. And yeah, that is the last brand that I'm going to mention today. Please let me know down below if you have tried any of the brands that I mentioned, or if you can relate to the kind of struggles that I've mentioned, or the reasons why I haven't tried these brands. Also let me know if you have any brands like this that maybe I have tried, or that you just like haven't tried for any specific reasons. And of course, make sure to check out Joa's video that I will have linked down below. And otherwise, I really hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye guys!